that jumps out at you about that Ohio State deal?
Active. Before we start, I'd like to say our condolences to the Gaylord family. Certainly, Scott Gaylord was a good man, and he had a very, very big time impact on Christian and the people that were in his sphere of influence. So our hearts are heavy, and they've been heavy since Friday when we learned of his passing. But certainly, he'll be missed, and time heals. But I wanted to make sure I started out with that.
Has he been around the program since he had surgery, or has he been?
Yeah, he was around.
Yeah.
A lot. He was at all of our evening meetings, and I spent some time with Scott and his mom after Christian received his surgery there at the hospital. So I went there the night that he was staying over the night. So I had a good conversation with Mom and Dad. Certainly tough deal to hear. Somebody you just saw maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago pass. But yeah, Christian's around, and we're holding him up in support. Not only O-line, but certainly the whole team. So yeah, Ohio State active, athletic, good players across the board, and they have a lot of depth. So got our work cut out for us.
Your excellence, does it change your approach this week, or is it we got to work on ourselves? And whoever we play is who we play.
Yeah, we're always working on ourselves. Man. We have to work on ourselves because at the end of the day, every opponent is faceless, nameless. You can't look at them like, oh my gosh, they're so worthy and great. You prepare for them just like you prepare for anybody else. Now, certainly, you have to know the skill set and know what you're going against. You talk about player to player, man to man. They're going to put you in one-on-one matchups. The scheme that they run, they put you in one-on-one matchups. So it's a man with a man, and you got to know what your matchup is.
With Chase Young, skill set wise, where do you start when you see him on tape?
Oh, he's active, and he has active hands. Good get off. Very, very savvy player. Had a lot of snaps under his belt. He's learned from some of the best players. Bosa. So he was behind him or played next to him for at least a couple of years, right? So he's a good player, and he's going to find a way. That's the one thing that he has a motor that's probably a little bit different than last year. He's playing. I'm not going to say he's playing harder, but he's playing with just a little bit more edge and more activity than the last year, because that's when I played him last year. That's when we played him last year. So certainly a good player. And, we have our work cut out for us, and our guys are up for the challenge.
What do you think of the way you guys held up against Patuku in that Illinois pass rush last week?
Did well. Same thing. We drilled down on him, and you got to find out what you're fighting against. And with him, we knew what his go-to moves were. You have to play the game. It's a chess game. So I thought the tackles did overall a good job. We want one play back certainly with the fumble. But other than that, our guys did a pretty dang good job against him.
When you have a bunch of guys for them that haven't played or have played a little bit this year but have been out at times, Cooper, Landers, Tyree Smith, how do you approach it? Do you assume they'll all play?
Yeah, I assume they're all going to play. You have to prepare for all of them. The only ones you don't prepare for are the ones that have been confirmed, out. But even so, again, like I said, these guys, they have similar abilities. They're coached really well. So when you see one, you're going to see some of the same sauce, if you will, from the next guy. Because again, they do a good job. I think it's Larry Johnson's the D-line coach there, so he does a dang good job with those kids.
You're up to, I think, 4.7 yards per carry now on the year. Do you like the way, just generally speaking, that the running game has sort of come along as the first 4 weeks under your belt?
Yeah, I mean, it's progressed, week after week. And I knew it would. Our kids work. They just work. They put their head down. We didn't like the way we performed in South Alabama. Got better in Colorado, but we still had some issues. We got better in the Northern Illinois that presented us with some different issues. But things were better that game, and this game, it's another step in the progress. So we're looking to take that next step. And game 13, we'll be looking to take that next step. It's always a work in progress, and you're never looking at a finished product. And if you think about it that way, if we're all world and we got all these stats, and I didn't know we had 4.7 yards of carry. I didn't. I just know that, hey, I need to hit this block better. I need to put that foot down to my instep and not my toe. Those are the things that get you the yards per carry. Not looking at the stat and saying, okay, we just got to get better at the run game. But what do we really have to get better at? And they're drilling down on that, and they're doing a damn good job of it. And you can see it in the play.
Even though you didn't like the fumbles and digging a hole against Illinois, is that a situation where you can learn a little bit about your guys through the way they were on the sideline and how they handled it coming back and everything?
Absolutely, man. You never hope that a game, turns out like that, but just the resiliency that those guys showed. I was so proud of them. I was so happy for them. It was one point in time in the game where I said, guys, your belief system is going to be challenged right now. You dug yourself into a rut. You're looking at the stat column, and you got all these yards and no points, right? So the kids knew that they could be successful if we got out of our own way, and we talk about that all the time. In order for this offense to run, or any offense to run efficiently, you got to get out of your own way. No MAs, you can't have turnovers, penalties, and all those things. Those are things that we always talk about, and the more and more, you look at the Northern Illinois game, we had not one single penalty on offense. Not one single penalty on offense in the Northern Illinois game. And it was a successful offensive productive game for us. So getting out of our own way, communicating, and I was just so happy that those guys were able to put the plays together at the critical moments to come out on top.
When you looked at the last drive where you would have liked to put away a touchdown, what happened on the
MA.
That was
On the goal line, it was an MA. I'm not going to say a name, but it was a freaking MA, and the freaking one technique came right through the A gap. Still stings me, but you have to make that play, And as a coach, you look back on yourself and you say, well, did I prepare him for that moment? I went back to the practice and I saw, okay, yeah, we prepared him, we got it, but he has to own up to that. And he did. The kid did, but you got to own up to your mistake and move forward.
Hey, with the Kim and Trent new to this, how have you seen through game 1 to game 4? What are some little things as a coach you're like, okay, I like where this is headed? Are there some things you're seeing every week in those guys?
Yeah, those kids every week, they're learning something new. They're learning better ways to communicate. They're learning how to play the game. And when I say how to play the game, I'm talking about, people just think, you just go out there and you run plays. But there's so much information to be gathered between you getting a signal and the snapping of the ball. And for those guys getting the feel of the reps against opponents, their production has actually been better in the third and fourth quarter than it has been in the first quarter. And the reason being is because you can tell that those guys get comfortable in knowing and understanding, getting that innate feel on what they're looking for, what they're looking at, settling themselves down. So it's been really cool to see how they've progressed even in the midst of the game. And they come off to the sideline, with information. We talk through the game plan from our standpoint, and we talk about what they're doing to combat, our scheme and our techniques. And they're just getting better. You can't ask much more for them.